feelings. An Irish Catholic father, a Jewish Catholic mother, and guilt ridden all through me. And he said, you know, what I have tried never to do is to relate to the people at St. Ignatius, you know, as a fundraising event. You know, and I never have, I hope, because I knew you before I needed to raise money. Oh, that worked out well, didn't it? These things happen, don't they? But, you know, to come home and just to see you is a delight for me. I wasn't expecting to come home this time. Well, I was, kind of. Because when it was time to go to Zambia, finally, the provincial said, all right, get your plane ticket. So then I know I was being very good. I checked on the British Airways site, and it is a complicated site. I said, you know, it's twice as much to go one way as it is to go round trip. So he checked it. Believe me, he doesn't trust me at all. So he got on, and he said, oh, you're right, it is. And I said, so maybe I could come home for the centennial of the province. And he said, well, that seems reasonable. Now, those were the days when you still had people full-time at St. Ignatius working, and the parking lot had stripes, and, you know, you could have a glass of water if you went into the rectory, and all those without being charged. Yeah. So it was all going very nicely, and so he said, yes, fine. But you know, I'm not good at mathematics, but I knew he's got to get me back there again, too. So here I am, and then he still had to pay $1,700 more to get me back. But, oh, well, I'm worth it. But I just keep telling myself these things. He looked kind of nastily at me that one time, but I think he still wasn't sure why he doesn't like me. But it's all right. It's a delight to be home and a delight to see you. And I wish it were longer, truthfully I do. We're right in the middle of the semester. Now you might ask, how do they end up being in the middle of the semester? I've asked myself this many times. It happens that our school is not a Jesuit school. Okay, so that doesn't explain why it's complicated and things. But it does explain something. And that explanation is that somehow, for some reason, when it first opened 15 months ago, the bishops of Zambia who owned the school couldn't count. And so they decided, oh, wouldn't April be a good time to open school so that it won't match up with any other academic calendar in the world? Yeah. And they were right. Oh, gosh, it doesn't match up with anything. And so then I was trying to figure out the trip home, you know, and since I really didn't care, I just made it in August anyway, and then it's discovered, oh gosh, that's right, that's midterm, isn't it? So they're all sitting there, happily enough, in Loyola, Zambia. Oh, don't believe that I somehow abandoned them. No, I had 4 miserable Saturdays, 4 hours each to make up for this. And do you know how lovely the Africans are? Well, somehow we have an exception of 73 people sitting in this classroom who aren't lovely. And they weren't all that glad to see me on a Saturday morning, but that was life. And actually they're quite grand, but it was really something. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we're doing, and I want to really kind of fill you in on an update. I tried to write letters, and I'm just dreadful on this, but I'm trying. That this school is called Zambia Catholic University, and we did open, I think, 15 months ago, and it's fun. I mean, that's kind of my bottom line, that the school is going well, because it's fun. And the kids are as sweet as can be, and very bright. The trick is that this is a private school in a country of public schools. Now, let me try it. Zach?
Yeah.
Excellent. He knows his name. Zach, well done, Zach. All right. Now, Zach, if you attend a 4-year university, okay, and the police don't arrest you, you don't fail any classes, there's nothing else. You see, Zach is very sharp. All right, Zach, how long should it take you to get through a 4-year university? Praise to the parents that have raised this man well. Right? In Zambia, the average for getting through the government university is 7 years. Now, why is this? Well, we have a wonderful statue in the city where I live, Kitwe, and it's of an African who's been enchained, and the chains are broken, and he's holding a rock like this, throwing it. Well, this is reenacted frequently in the streets of capital in our city by the students who go on strike and riot, and I'm serious, it is, because governments failed promises to do something, to help in some way, to support them. So the university takes an incredible amount of time. So, I mean, we're quite popular because everybody's going through, right on time, and we actually have competent teachers, and it's a Catholic school, and 1/3 of the population of the country is Catholic, and so it's grand. I mean, I'm just crazy about being there. What I'm not crazy about is that in this classroom of 54 students, there are 73 bodies wedged, and then mine if you count that. And trying to teach them how to write while I can't get by the desk to read what they're writing, and then sometimes trying to translate what they're writing, even though they're writing in English, it's a complicated process. Now, so the work that we're doing is good, and I mean, I'm really proud of everybody there, and even proud of myself, because some days I just think, would you not want to go home and have gin and tonic right now? And yes, because now, I don't know if anyone has mentioned that I am the English department at the university. So I have moved that we should have a department meeting once a week. And that department meeting should take place over cocktails. It's a very crucial element. And that the chairman should also take the minutes. Now, I have taken the minutes. I have yet to be able to read those minutes. Kind of the glad moment of the slating hand. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic otherwise besides that. I want to just digress for a moment from this whole digression to say that this work has been so much fun that, I used to teach at the Teacher Training College, which you know very well, in the southern province of Zambia and Chikuni. And I went this because they said they needed a native speaker of English to teach speech, literature, composition, and research writing. Now, the good news is that I have no degree in English at all. Help us, but I speak it. And it is my native language, which is true of no one else at the university. I think no one else in the country. This has made me an expert. So every time there's some question about a comma or something like that, people race into the office, and I think, oh gosh, I could just put that comma anywhere. But the good news is that makes me the same as any university student in America. Just put that comma where I please. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the people in the past here whom you've helped, because the one great thing about Africans is that they do keep touch. Now, is that because they want more money? Sometimes. Is it because they feel faithful and loyal? More often. To tell the truth. So, there are 5 of the students at Charles Lwanga College who are now teachers who keep regularly in touch with me. And they're always grateful. They're always grateful because they know that you took care of them. And I wouldn't tell you if they weren't. They're grateful, and now they're teachers. And to me, this is the most important thing. I mean, they're earning a wage, and that's grand, but I mean, most of the time the government defaults on the contract and all that, but I mean, at least they're teachers, because that's more important than that they are earning a wage. This is the great thing about Africans is they're survivors. They'll do that anyway. But the fact that they feel committed to teach, and they feel like there are people who are behind them, and they want to be responsible because of that, is really a critical thing. So thanks. I mean, I think that's one of the best things we've ever done. Secondly, you greatly helped a young man named Dominic Liche.